Guys, welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? I hope you have a wonderful and blissful night. Guys, let me do a quick sound check. Yeah, I don't really want to show my face, so I'm just recording now. I hope you can hear me, guys. Please indicate if you are. So welcome back to my channel, beautiful people. It's me, your girl, Fosti Onyi Media, and your life again with me. We're talking about Bbnaija 10/10 reunion show, day 2. We are just having a recap of all the stuff that went down. Guys, these housemates are so funny. From denying events that we saw happen in the house, to their fights, to revealing secrets, to talks about the triangles and all whatnot. Guys, it was really a full packed show today. So come on in, guys, let's do this. You're welcome back again to my live stream. So today the show started with Gigi, Jasmine, and Victory. Ha, guys, it was a real blowout, that situation. A real blowout, guys. I couldn't believe it. The way Victory just left the side of being a gentleman and he went all toutish. Come on. That was a real turn off, guys. It was a real turn off. I didn't like what I was saying. The way he was behaving, it didn't sit well with me. You understand? It didn't sit well with me at all. Come on. So, Ebuka started the show by asking Gigi Jasmine everything that happened between her and Victory in the house. Remember that Victory was Gigi Jasmine's crush, and when she got into Big Brother's house, she approached Victory for a relationship, for a thing in the house. So it was Gigi that asked Victory out. And I think, in my own opinion, that move on Gigi's part, was what made her look so small and insignificant in the eyes of Victory, that Victory will just mess up like this. Because what he displayed this night, it was just a total turn off, a total mess up, guys. Some guys are not able to manage that emotion or manage that situation also, where a woman asks them out for a relationship. Some men see it as a badge of honor, that they are so great and all whatnot, that without them, nobody, maybe they are one big hot shot. Hello, Nezuko-chan. Hi, you're welcome to my channel. We are discussing Big Brother Naija Day 2, reunion show Day 2. So, like I was saying, some men can't handle that fact that a woman asks them out, and they take that as a badge of honor, as an ego thing or an ego boost, and they start acting out. So that was exactly what Victory displayed tonight. So Ebuka was asking Gigi the situation between her and Victory, and how their relationship is now. So Gigi Jasmine was narrating that Victory led her on, and he didn't carry her along in the house, being that he was with her while he was also moving on to Joanna and moving on to Sultana. According to what Gigi Jasmine was saying, Gigi Jasmine told her that Sultana, who was her friend at that time, told her that Victory was moving on to her. And Gigi Jasmine was surprised that how can somebody she calls her man be moving on to her friend. So it got her in her feelings. And Sultana then told her that he even told her that he's going to marry her. So Gigi Jasmine, according to what she was saying, that Victory just played with her emotions, and he was not taking her serious in the house because he was with her while in the house and also moving on to Joanna. And what even pissed her off was when Victory won the HOH, he didn't pick her. Instead, he picked Joanna. And she said that experience with Victory was a situation that she regrets the most in the house. So Victory started to defend himself. And when Ebuka asked him about his thing with Gigi Jasmine, he now stated that Gigi Jasmine was the one that asked him out. And he had already told Gigi Jasmine that he likes Sultana and Joanna, which Gigi Jasmine said is a lie, that he never told her that he likes Sultana and he liked Joanna, that he was just, moving funny behind her, making her seem like the desperate one, chasing after him and all that. And it just left a sad taste in her mouth. Guys, that situation did not end there. Do you know that Victory and Gigi Jasmine started exchanging words to the point that Victory exposed that he and Gigi Jasmine had XEX after they left the house in the hotel room? He tried insinuating it, and when Gigi Jasmine kept on pushing, he just said it that yes, they knocked, because that they were evicted on the same day. So when they got into her hotel room, they were talking, and from there, Victory said they did what adults do. They did what adults do. What can it mean? It can only mean one thing. So that was what Victory was saying. And he also started slut shaming Gigi Jasmine. And that left a very sour taste in my mouth, because come on, this guy was just feeling as if he's so important, as if he's so... I don't just understand what he was feeling. Guy, sometimes, the honest truth is, sometimes it's really a bad decision for a woman to go ask out an immature man for a date. It always backfires. For an immature man that can't handle the emotions and the situation of things, it will backfire. So, and this really backfired in Gigi Jasmine's face. Now, Victory also said that after they left the house and got into the hotel, they had sex in the hotel. He then started slut shaming Gigi Jasmine. Told her that she's a DJ that F's around with anybody. She has a secret Snapchat where, as in, he was just saying a lot of things that were really unnecessary. Things that were really, really unnecessary. And I'm like, come on, guy. This is really, really a sad situation, because in the house, we all saw what happened. It's not as if it was something, it was a lie or something. We saw what happened. Gigi Jasmine and Victory were together. Even Victory, then he was telling Gigi Jasmine that she's the kind of person that he likes, and he was just saying all sort of nice things to Gigi Jasmine. So in Gigi Jasmine's head, this is her own person, and she was, really rooting for that relationship. Turns out that no, it's not that. The case is not so. While he was with her, he was going behind her, with dancing with Joanna, moving on to Sultana, who was Gigi Jasmine's friend. And when it was time for the HOH to pick his assistant HOH, he picked Joanna instead. So Gigi Jasmine even broke down in the house. She was crying. And I think that was what messed up Victory's game, because he was a very competitive person in the house. But that move that he played, and when Ebuka asked him on that Sunday, the answer he gave, one kind of flippant answer, that really spoiled Victory's game. So the explosion tonight between Gigi Jasmine and Victory was just a no-no. Victory should have handled it better, like a gentleman. According to Gigi Jasmine, she says she has blocked him everywhere. They are not in communication. And it was only during her birthday in March that he reached out to her. And it was just a messy situation, guys. It left his sad taste. The way he was so slut shaming her, I was like, come on, what's killer ju? What is all this? So moving on, Jason J had his day. Oh God, Jason J, he can never change. Always denying stuff. Always denying stuff. Jason J came into Big Brother's house with the script that I have a girlfriend, a serious relationship, and I'm not interested in any other relationship in the house. My girlfriend outside is more. But the moves he was playing in the house was funny. First, it started with Day Day. So Ebuka asked Jason J that what's up with him and Day Day in the house, and he then said Day Day was his friend. Ebuka said no, we all saw what happened. Jason J, you were moving funny towards Day Day, as if maybe you wanted a relationship with her. He said no, that he did not want any relationship, that Day Day was just his friend. Then Day Day was asked the same question. Day Day said that she felt as if Jason J wanted more than friendship from her, because he was moving in that kind of way, always asking her questions about the other guys that was moving on to her, asking her what she was doing, asking her, being so inquisitive, like somebody that is trying to mark his territory. So he was not moving like somebody that just wants to be an ordinary friend. He was moving like somebody that really wanted a relationship with Day Day. But because Day Day was not into all that, Day Day just friend zoned him, and it got him upset too when that my fishes thing happened. That my fishes thing when Ebuka exposed when Ebuka exposed Day Day that she was calling Kola, Coin, and Jason J had 3 fishes. Remember that after that Sunday eviction show, Jason J was so upset with Day Day, and that was when he started moving, backing out from Day Day and moving on to Sultana. So the conversation moved from Day Day now to Sultana, and Ebuka asked him again what was the relationship like with him and Sultana, of which Jason J was saying that Sultana was the one chasing him, that he had already told her that he had a girlfriend. He had already told Sultana that he had a girlfriend, but still she kept on chasing him. She kept on chasing him. So Sultana was now like, what do you mean that I kept on chasing you? What do you mean that I kept on chasing you? That was what Sultana was asking Jason J. Jason J said that for the fact that he had already told her that he had a girlfriend outside of the house, which was very serious, and Sultana kept on pursuing him, that means she really wanted him. So Sultana then said she's the kind of person that she likes guys being in her corner and something like that, that she was not chasing him if she did not feel that there was any reciprocation from his end towards her, that he was also reciprocating her chasing. So guys, it's really crazy. Remember, Jason J, he was moving funny in the house. When that fish thing happened with Day Day, and he was upset with Day Day, he distanced himself from Day Day in the house. That was what happened. For about a week or so, he wasn't talking to Day Day. He wasn't talking to Day Day at all. He was upset that Day Day classified him as a fish, meaning that he was not as important to her as he wanted to be. So instead, he now decided to move on to Sultana. And for somebody that said he has a girlfriend on the outside, he and Sultana, they were doing stuff. At least they were in the HOH house for a couple of times doing stuff. Let me just leave it PG at that. So for Jason J to start pulling himself out as if maybe he was one righteous person that was just on his own and Sultana was the one chasing him about, that is a big lie. One thing that I don't like about Jason J, he doesn't have accountability. He doesn't want to take accountability for his actions. He's always acting as if he's the saint in the whole story and these girls are just moving on to him. Okay, now did I ask him about his situation with Joanna? Same thing, he was saying that everything that happened with Joanna was in her head, that he just took Joanna as a friend. How can you say you just took Joanna as a friend when every Saturday night party, every Thursday night pool party, you are always trying to dance with Joanna? And it seems at some point he kissed Joanna. Yeah, I think he kissed Joanna because then Faith was really liking Joanna. But Joanna was also moving on to what's that his name again? Jason J. So the problem I have with Jason J is that he lacks accountability. He doesn't want to take accountability. We all saw how he moved funny in the house that time. I have a girlfriend outside of the house, but you started with Day Day. Assuming Day Day gave him the time of the day, he would have moved on to Day Day. He would have started dating Day Day. Then when Day Day, bullshitted him and just friend zoned him, he moved on to Sultana. Sultana was giving him everything that he wanted. They were doing stuff under the duvet. You understand? Yeah, they were doing stuff under the duvet. Then Joanna, which he was also dancing with every Thursday pool party and every Saturday. Even at some point, it started pitching Joanna against Sultana. It was now as if they were dragging for the same man. So that's just it. When you do stuff in the house, just own it. And because of this Day Day and Jason J's issue, Jason J had, an issue with Kola. He was not that cordial with Kola at all. Ebuka asked him about that one too. He said Kola said some things about him, that Kola told him that Kola said that he was insecure. So Kola said, you mentioned that. You mentioned that when the guys came in and you saw the calibers of guys that came in, that you felt some type of way, you felt, inadequate, insecure. So Jason J was not saying, yeah, but he didn't mean it that Kola was intimidating him or he was insecure of Kola or something like that. So he was just yapping. That Jason J's issue, guys, is just something else. Hi, Daniel Gomez. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. So Jason J's issue is just something else. It's just something, it doesn't take accountability. Then moving on to Kola and Day Day. Hey, God Almighty. Guys, I don't think Kola is going to move on from Day Day anytime soon. Man is still so hurt. He's still holding on to so much pain, to the point that he couldn't even mention Day Day's name. When he wants to refer to Day Day, he said that person. And I'm like, what do you mean that person? Oh, Kola is so salty. And the way he was behaving as if in just a childish way. That Kola. Kai. So guys, Kola liked Day Day so much when they got into the house. But Day Day was not giving him that vibe. Day Day told him she has a boyfriend on the outside and she was not into anything serious in the house. So Kola was not getting that expectation he was yearning for from Day Day, to such extent that he now started gossiping about Day Day with Doris and Sultana and what's that girl's name again? Sabrina. That's the issue that Doris still has with him up to today. I talked about it in my previous video because Ebuka asked them about it on the day one, he and Doris. So Day Day did not give Kola that attention, that sort of way he was looking for. And he was salty about it for a very long time, gossiping with her, with anybody that gives, a listening ear to listen to him. Up to a point that Even Bright Morgan, who was his friend in the house, was telling him that he should leave this girl now. He should free this Day, and move on. But no, Kola still tried everything he could to insert himself into that mix. And it got me thinking that perhaps that was his script when he came into the house to like see see a girl that was desired by everyone and try to make her his story. Because today, as it stands, you can't talk about Kola without mentioning Day to some extent. She was practically his game in the house. That was what made him relevant to us. They were each other game. Let me just let it be fair. They were each other's game in the house. So Ebuka was asking Kola what the relationship with Day was like. He said they were not cool at all. And the way he answered, he was just mentioning that person. As in, he was so flippant about it. And his countenance showed that he has not yet moved on from Day. He's still salty that he couldn't get Day that sort of way. Maybe has a relationship out of that. So in Day's defense, Day said that a caller was insinuating that Day led him on. And that even while she was telling him all those things, that she had a boyfriend outside, she's not interested in him, that there was a level of reciprocity on Day's end. And guys, that is not a lie. Day was forming hard girl on Kola at the initial start of the show. But at some point, she started having conversations with Kola in the house. They started being together, They started, doing some even under the duvet things. Remember when Day was asked about the kiss and whatever that she and Kola had? Kola said it too, that they had a kiss under the duvet. So at some point, Day started giving Kola some little attention. Maybe not much, but after she was exposed of calling these three guys her fishes, I think Day now, twisted her game a little bit. She came into the house with the script of, I have a boyfriend outside. I'm not interested in anything in the house. You guys are just my friends. But when Ebuka exposed her on that Sunday and threw it out there that she had been calling these guys her fishes behind the scene, she did not want to lose hold of her fishes, because those were her game in that house. Those were her scripts in that house. Without that, she was not really doing much. Let's call a spade a spade. You understand? She was not really giving that much. She was not giving drama because she's not a confrontational person. She doesn't like to fight and all that. So she was not giving that toxic drama. She was just keeping it classy in the house. So she needed a hold on these her fishes. That was why when Jason J was sulking and he gave her space for some time, when they later came back to talk, things were moving on smoothly. Even when she moved on to Kola and Coin, she was just trying to still have those guys in her corner. So on that basis, that Kola was saying at some point there was some reciprocity from Day. That was why he kept on pushing for something from her. Kola was not entirely wrong. If we are to be honest, Kola was not entirely wrong. Day at some point changed her script, changed her game, and started becoming a little more accommodating to Kola. But what was the thing that was Day's problem about Kola was that Kola talks too much. Kola talks too much, and the talking too much is in a bad one, that he takes the story to anybody that wants to even listen. Remember what he did? How he was discussing Day with Zita when Day was with Coin in the living room, and they were under the duvet. I think after one pool party like that. So Kola saw Day and Coin in that position, and this guy legitly crashed out. He crashed out. He was shouting, "What do you think? Didn't you see them? Go outside. Go outside and see. What does she think she is?" Yeah, as if Kola was livid. That guy, he gave us some really good times on the show. As in, Kola, without Kola on that 10/10, I wonder how that show would have been. It wouldn't be interesting at all. I'm telling you, Kola really gave us good times on that show. So Kola and Day, as of today, they are not cool, even on the outside. They are not cool. And when Ebuka asked Day about the whole thing, Day said that the way Kola normally addressed her in interviews and all that was what made her feel some type of way about him. That they usually have conversations, especially in during Beauty's birthday party, and she mentioned one other person, Thatcher's birthday party. They literally had conversations in the toilet. So that means they went, separate to have that conversation. And all that, trying to talk about, oh, are we cool? Is everything okay between us and all that? But when Kola goes on interview, he will just refer to Dede as that person, as in he doesn't want to call Dede's name in those interviews. And guys, to some extent, I understand Kola. Remember that they wanted to put this narrative of Kola being the Ozo. Remember Ozo and Nengi, how Ozo was, moving funny with Nengi, madly in love with Nengi, was literally a puppy for Nengi. So Kola did not like that narrative, and he doesn't want that narrative to hold. So I understood Kola to some extent. You understand? He saw a girl, he liked the girl initially, but this girl said she was not available, and she was giving him some kind of cold shoulder, and he started complaining to everybody. And people on the outside were already seeing him as a mumu for this girl. So for him to reclaim back his manly ego, that was why I believe Kola was doing all those things. You understand? So I understand him. He may not be completely right, but to some extent, I understand why Kola would do that. Because even when he saw Dede with other people, he was not really happy about it. He was not really happy. The only time that Kola could redeem some of his image was when he was now with Imisi. When he and Imisi started doing this, their brother sister thingy. I think that kind of, divided Kola's attention, although not completely now, but to some extent, it kind of gave Kola another kind of scripts to play out in his game. So that Imisi impact in his life, I think it was a good impact. Imisi's impact in Kola's life now was a good impact. It really helped his game. If not, people were already writing off Kola as the next Ozo, Mumu and all that, because that was the way he was presenting. That was the way. You understand? That was the way Kola was presenting. But when he started being with Imisi, that kind of redeemed his image. So Kola and Dede, I don't think this their relationship. I don't think it will. To me, there's some sort of animosity there. But remember, where love no longer exists and hate, and maybe let me use hate as lightly now. I'm not really hate as if, but hate in a light way. Hate is also an emotion. So whereby Kola is saying that he doesn't really care about Dede anymore in that aspect, but he can still mention her name. He's showing some form of resentment still. It shows that there's still emotions there. There's still emotions. So guys, this is mainly what happened today in the day 2 reunion show. The most highlight for me was Victory and Gigi Jasmine that crash out, I was like, come on. Ah, Victory, you can't even act like a gentleman, even if you are not at all, but just pretend a little bit. The way he was just talking, you sleep with anything because you're a DJ. I was like, come on, from where to where? Kilagbe kilaju. So, guys, put down your thoughts, your opinions in the comment section. Which of these people stood out for you? Was it Gigi Jasmine and Victory? Was it also Jason J and his square relationships with Day Day, Joanna, Sultana? Was it also Day Day and Kola? I think Day Day and Kola. Well, let's just keep our fingers crossed. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. But what I'm seeing there, there's still a lot of emotions that have not, been expended. Yeah, there's still a lot of emotions. So, guys, this is where I'll end this particular live stream. I hope you did enjoy it. Give this video a big thumbs up, guys. Don't forget to do that. It's very important. Like, like, like. Uh, thank you. I'll see you guys in another live stream. Take care of yourself, love yourself, and good night, guys. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day, guys. So, bye bye. Bye, guys. I'm trying to